Hello, hello, I stole us. Just waiting on people to join the stream. Hello, cool skeleton. It is I, Stolas. We are going to do hello, David Koto. It is I, Stolas of the Asgoisha. Radio Cottage Demon, hello. Nice to see you all here. Because there were some technical difficulties. DJ, are you rich? Well, I'm a prince, so I am. It's me, Blitz. Hello, Blitzy. If Blitz is back there, then I don't understand. Is the channel owner rich? No. Octia is doing well, thanks you for asking, Cool Skeleton. The creator Q&A had some technical difficulties, there were some problems with it, so I will stop talking and these guys will as well once he starts. It's my brother. Oh. Hello, Kenzie Plush. Oh yes, these plushes are $100. Trust me, it might not be the best decision to be buying all of them, but you know, the creator wants the best for these episodes. You know, Stella over there was like $180, including shipping. $180. Quinn Francis, hello. I'm glad to see you here. Glad to see everyone showing up. Do you want talking or do you want any of these guys to keep talking? Or talk for me? I got an Alistair plush for my birthday. Well, that sounds really nice. In fact, the creator got their Alistair plush not too long after their birthday. Hey, Shugs. It's me, Angie. How y'all doing? You wanna say Blitz? Fine. Just came on screen. I'm gonna get sheltered out like that. It's me, Blitz. I was the host last live stream. Hello, Quinn Francis. I'm here. Where's Luna? Well, she can't be here for the one reason. Well, she can. I hate to break the fourth wall, but the person who's voicing me doesn't voice Luna. Okay, get out of the way, Blitz. So, the creator's gonna start soon. Just making sure you're all here. I voice the Blitz too. Well, that's nice. Blitzel? Or does that say Blitzy? Is that a capital I? Yep, it had to be broken. Sorry, guys. Forgive Blitz. You know, we really try to refrain from breaking the fourth wall. Hello, Evan Hunts. Hello, Dinozilla 2024. Get out of the way! Hello! How many people do you actually voice, Ziani? Well, he can answer that when the Q&A starts. Hello, HCN All-Stars! You weren't in the last, live stream, so we're glad to have you here. Hello, Sir Pentious. Thank you, David Cotto. It is I, the great Sir Pentious. We are glad to see you all here. Blitz just broke the fourth wall like a minute ago. Probably going to start pretty soon. Okay, that's enough of you. One thing that I do like is that Stella over there can't really talk right now. We'd have to break the fourth wall to give a reason why, but she can't talk. Well, you want Husk? We'll give you Husk now. Hello, Thorax Rex 28.
Why am I here? Is this live? Stolas, you got a question? I'm out of here.
Hello, birdie. Well, I am a rather nice bird. Why do you look devilishly handsome? Well, I always make sure to get ready in the morning, you know. I do my morning stretches, I get ready, and I do wake up quite early, you know, in order to do that. I got my Alistair plush and Angel Dust plush. That is quite nice. We have 18 people here, at least that's what I'm. So, looks pretty good. You do a 360 with a neck like other owl? Yes, I actually can. I did it with Blitz. I know the world has treated me wrong. I've gone through a lot, but I have to pull through, DJ Mutt. They need to Al something. We can get Al here. The problem is, well, it's similar to Stella. I could answer your question, but I'm going to have to break the fourth wall. Or you could ask me the question. Okay, I could answer your question. How can you know Helluva Hazbin will take place in Hotel Prime, but Helluva Boss with the Hazbin Hotel has a crossover? Just to buy things, it's a crossover series. A lot of the events in, you know, the actual Hazbin Hotel show aren't canon in Helluva Hazbin. Oh, your dad is drinking. My dad was bad to me, but he didn't drink. You could ask me a question if you would like. Where do you get Hazbin in Helluva plushies? So, I've answered, well, the creator have answered that. How do you feel about him and making a comeback in Ghostfuckers? I'll be excited, well, to see him kind of, because he's a sin, he is on a higher level than me, I will admit, however, he is exactly the nicest person to talk to. So the pilot is basically sort of canon. Like, the events of the pilot are canon to Helluva Hazbin, except the part where Al brings Nifty. He still brings Husk, but obviously we haven't shown Nifty, so that part wouldn't really be canon. And the Serpent part. But everything else with, like, Katie Killjoy would still be canon. I haven't seen the new Beetlejuice movie. And to answer the questions of David, so all of the official plush, like Self, Angel, Blitz, used to be on Shock Robot, but they're probably, you know, outdated. They make new ones, like the new Luna-like one, the premium. However, those cost double the amount that we used to. If you want to buy us, then we're on eBay for an outrageous resale price. Customs are from Etsy, knockoffs are from eBay, Amazon, AliExpress. The evil pilot Stolas, yes, Stolas is, well, myself was kind of evil in the pilot. What do you think will happen in the future episodes beyond Ghostfuckers? Have something to do with Androphis and Stella's, my wife's plan? I have to break the fourth wall to tell you why, but, and Alistair. Okay, I'll just make them. Well, it would be quite nice if you know how to make plushies, because then you don't have to spend so much on them. Zini, why don't you buy nifty plushies? Well, I'll just answer that for him. No, you know, I'm kind of the same. It's just, well, you know if Nifty is going to show up in a later episode or not. Content farms of Hazbin Hotel, yes, I know. Unfortunately, you know, they get all the attention.
I got a question. Are you aware of Ren and Stimpy because you remind me of Ren? I've heard of it. I'm not too aware of their personalities, but hopefully Ren is strong, you know, a leader like me.
Are you aware that OG Stolas is a bit hypocritical? Yes, I am. You'll see if I am or not in Helluva Hazbin. And yes, no content bombs. No. Okay, if you have any other questions, answer them now, because the E of Z any movies going to start voicing, well, just doing his questions, so I won't be able to talk.
Thanks, David Koto. I'm your favorite. Makes sense, honestly, I'm not surprised. I am the best character, so. Nifty will be in season 4. Well, we're not too far done with season 3. Like, we're only on episode 4, so. But we're glad to see that you're thinking about when she will appear.
Thank you, Thrax Rex, for me being your favorite. Why can't I hear you sometimes? What the hell is happening? We've been, really, I don't know. No one else is, I don't know if it's a glitch, if you're not hearing us. Maybe exit the stream and come back, because no one's really been talking about it.
If someone glibble in your desk, who do you think is the culprit? Probably. Maybe someone I. You know what? Maybe someone I killed on Earth came back and somehow they have one. But if it was a demon character, then maybe. I would say Vaggy's on good terms with us now. It's been a while since she's been kind of trying to attack us. Vox custom plushie, but it's 125 on eBay. Vox for us was like 150. Hello, boyfriend Igor. You know, if someone had a Bible, it may be like an egg boy or something. Hello, Anaya. Hello, Nosy. More Scoobert Doobert. Maybe another time we could, maybe now we could show off a Scooby character later in the stream. Costs like 300, but it's 3 foot tall. Should I buy it? If you really want to. I mean, I don't know how much money you have, so can't really answer that.
Okay. Answer your questions now, because we're gonna have to begin in a, minute. Well, ask your questions if you have some for us. And about Scooby, yep, third would probably come out in October, which is pretty close. And Anaya, we're glad you're here. Igor 5, Nosy. Who is my best friend? It's Cherry Bomb. You haven't seen it yet. Where is Husk? Right here. Let go of me! Oh. He's a kind of a feisty one, but there he is. He doesn't want me to touch him. I got so angry after Apology Tour, put an imp to Stolas, so he would learn from his mistakes. Yeah, Stolas made some mistakes. Not in our series, we haven't. Digital Deviant and blah. Where are the cherubs? Well, the Zany Movies is going to answer that question, and we're glad to see you here, Robin Culture. Did you know the contractor Volino? You have it wrong. Your name is Heart Symbol Anthony. You still own your soul. I don't know who Volino is. How quickly can you switch voices from character to character? We can do it!
Rather fast. I guess so.
Yep. Oh, hello. I'm back. That's kind of the quickest we could do it on stream. I'm trying to grab everyone and have them talk. But we've been, our voices have been done for like 2 years, so, well, over 2 years now. That's just an example. Any other questions before he begins? Are any of y'all very funny? I consider myself funny. Stop breaking the fourth wall. I'm trying not to, but I keep getting questions. Cool skeleton meant Valentino. Well, Val treats me kinda, well, Scratch, let's not bring up Val in this. Okay. That's okay, Angel. Okay, and the E of Zany movies will begin in 2. So I'll stop talking when I say 1, and all of us will. What do you think about Digital Circus? Not too big into it. So 3, 2, and 1. I will stop talking now. All of these guys will stop talking. If you have any other questions, then they will be answered. Any questions for us, they will be answered when we start talking again, after all the questions are answered. So, hello everyone. This is not in character. This is the E of Zany Movies, the creator and writer for Helluva Hazbin. And I will be answering your questions because the video had some technical difficulties. Hello, David Kodo. So I'm going to begin. Hello, HDN All-Stars. We are all glad to see you here. 2 questions. What is your reaction to Murder Drones Episode 8? Do you like Murder Drones? I know what it is. I have never watched it. I've been kind of lately, but I've been thinking about checking it out. Carnage Demon. Okay, so I'm going to be questions. So these are all on the creator Q&A video asking for it. Woolrocks asks, what will be the future for Helluva Hazbin? Overall, I hope the future is bright for Helluva Hazbin. I hope that we can continue making more seasons, but that all depends on whether or not we continue to grow as a channel and you continue to watch. All of you in the chat right now. Hello, Angry Mario Bros. So that's my answer for that first question. He asks 3. Woolrox's second question is, how many days does it take to film Helluva Hazbin? So, usually, it takes 1 day because we film from day until night. Sometimes, early, it takes 2, but when we film Helluva Hazbin, it usually takes a whole day. That's not including writing, buying plush, props. As I've said before, Helluva Hazbin takes months. Like, Helluva Hazbin episodes are planned out months in advance in order for me to get the stuff needed to film that episode. What if Helluva Hazbin let Charlie and Vaggie got married at the last step in season 3? I will not answer, because if that did happen, it would be a very big plot point. If it didn't, then I'd basically just confirming if it didn't. How do you store plush when you're done filming? I have a shelf that they go on specifically for these characters. Once I'm done in the filming location, I put them on that shelf. So Woolrox's last question is, if you had to choose a favorite character, who would y'all's favorite be? So my favorite character in Helluva has probably this guy right here, Serpentius. I really like using him, although his voice, might tire out my own voice. He is a fun character to use. He's one of the funnest characters to write as well. The Z of Zany movie is not with me, but his favorite character in Helluva Hazbin at the moment are the Egg Boys. Moxie used to be his favorite, but then he kind of swapped to Angel. So I'll answer for the Z of Zany movies. He likes the Egg Boys, as well as Moxie and Angel. My favorite character would probably be this guy right here. Fun character, fun to write. We've used him ever since the first episode. And now he's at the hotel. So now we have a question. Well, I have a question. Are you interested in the YouTube plush? Yes. In fact, I have bought a couple of them. You'll see which ones I bought eventually when they... I'm not going to say who out of the 4, but you'll see. Kenzie the Bunny asks, what is your favorite episode and why? For Helluva Hazbin, my favorite episode would be season 1, episode 6, Eminem Special. The reason I choose that one is because
I like how it kind of balanced the story and the humor. We needed a Moxie and Millie episode. If you remember the episodes before that, because he really just made fun of Blitz and that's all he did. And it was a good backstory episode, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm the creator, so I could have a differing opinion to you. Second Helluva Hazbin favorite? Maybe Blitz. If you had the chance to prank any character of Helluva Hazbin, who would you prank and how? I think you mean Chance. Where is Adam? I'll answer that. I'll give hints at that eventually. Probably prank. Feel like Serpentis would give a good reaction. Maybe with the Egg Boy's help. Maybe make his machines disappear. Soulless plushie so badly. You can find it on eBay for, you know, an outrageous price. There are other Soulless plushies if you want on Etsy. Will we see the real Fizz series? That is a good question, Cool Skeleton. You will just have to wait and see. You could find buy on eBay. And don't believe if you see on this Stolas plush, it will be a fake. If you see the exact design, it's just a trick. Least favorite Helluva Hazbin episode, Season 1, Episode 3, just because it was Blitz versus Moxie. Moxie acted a bit out of character. It was really fast. We could have added more to it. It was, of course, earlier in the series. So, but I don't really give that much of an excuse. I want Angel. You can also find, well, Angel just like Stolas official plush. So you have to find it on eBay. Unless you are finding bootleg, it would be like $11 or something. But it's still a bootleg. So my next question is from Samaro Santiago. They ask, question to the creator, who is your favorite Helluva boss and Hazbin Hotel character? Husk is right here. That's Husk. So my favorite Helluva boss character was Stolas for a while. Blitz has been growing on me. However, I do have an unpopular opinion. I do actually like Mammon. I know a lot of people don't like Mammon, but I do like how he's more of a villain, and he can be funny at times, so that's an unpopular opinion. I'm not sure if any of you like Mammon, but that's just my own opinion. Favorite Hazbin Hotel episode, that would be, say, Season 1, of course, Episode 4, or maybe the finale. I think both of those are good episodes. As for Hazbin Hotel, favorite... So, I do like Alistair, but I'm also a fan of Zestial. I was very interested in his character even before the series came out. And of course, I don't support what Valen is, but I do like his design. In fact, when I watched the Addict music video, Valeno, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who Velvet or Vox or maybe even Lilith, Rosie. I didn't know those characters. So back in 2020 when the Addict music video came out, I saw Valentino and liked his design. I kind of looked into the lore. That's a reason why I say Val, just because he kind of got me to where I am today by looking into the background characters. So my next question from Mel, also our little Melody. Will there be a Helluva Hazbin episode dedicated to Sweet Cheeks? So Sweet Cheeks is, if you don't know, our original Helluva Hazbin character. So what I will say is that there is no episode that strictly revolves around Sweet Cheeks this season. However, we will have good Sweet Cheeks moments in this season. In fact, in Season 3, Episode 3, we found out how Sweet Cheeks died. We found out the year he died. We saw a nice scene with him. How many seasons is Helluva Hazbin going to have? Cool Skeleton asks. So I get that question later on. I'll just answer it again, well, now, beforehand. Like I said with another question, I really can't tell at this moment. It all depends on if you continue to watch our series, if we continue to grow as a channel. HDN All-Stars asks, how do you feel about the prologue about Charlie's parents in the first episode of Hazbin Hotel? I feel like interesting. I feel like there's more to it that we don't know yet. and we will find out in later seasons. Charlie scolded Angel for the first time. I was really surprised. Why did you do that again? I don't know if it's about the actual series or mine. Stolitz Radio Dusk, also known as Anaya, asks, how many seasons will Helluva Hazbin have? We're on season 3 right now, and I don't want it to be over now, but I want to know, so when it does end, I won't be sad. Like I've said before, I cannot answer that. At this moment, I really don't know. I hope we're going to be able to make more in the future. But like I said, it all depends on whether or not we can continue to grow as a channel and yourselves watching continue to watch and comment. Hello, Dylan Too Good. We've seen your comments many times. We're glad you're here. I'm not sure if the Prophet is a canon character in the lore. I'm not too sure what she has in store. Anaya also asks, will there be any new recruits for the hotel besides Snake Boy and Pizza Loving Sweet Cheeks? I want to see more people try to get rehabilitated and go into heaven. Perhaps someone see his sister again. I know what you mean with that last sentence, but I will not touch on it because that's a big topic. But about the other stuff, I do like that you asked that question, and yes, we will be seeing new recruits to the hotel. In fact, coming up in some of the newest episodes that will be released this year, there will be a new character joining the hotel. I cannot say who, but I'll give a hint. It's a character many have asked about in the past. That's my hint to you, that in a upcoming episode we do get another new crew member to the hotel, but I won't say who. And my hint is that people have been asking about this character for a while. Anaya's third question is that, I know I said there was only 2 questions, but will Stolas and Husker Dusk be a thing? If it doesn't, I'm okay with that. If you can't say right now, but I love catching on, and I've been catching on to the slivers and hints pointing at the 4 of them, just saying. So, I can't say too much, but what I will say is that the character dynamics between Husk and Angel and Blitz and Stolas do evolve over time. As you've seen if you watched Season 3, Episode 4, Blitz and Stolas had a little falling out. Blitz kind of gotten into an argument with Stolas. However, they're not completely, separated. I'll say. They're not separated, really. Blitz is still going to get the book. The last episode was pretty surviving with the ending, especially Charlie said she would do such things as Angel, even though he's the most important guest. Are we going to get more of this from Huskin? So, obviously, Charlie threatened, in Season 3, Episode 4, Charlie threatened Angel that he wouldn't be able to see any men because he went to the lustring. He snuck in there due to Charlie's abilities. But you'll just have to wait and see. So, next on, we have MLPTMNT Fan 2000. They ask, enjoying watching the Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss crossover series since I'm a fan of them since last year. What software do you use for making them? We use multiple different types of software for different types of videos. But what I will say is that for the special effects, like the thunderbolts, the fire, the dark magic, all of that's edited on CapCut. I know CapCut is something used by many. It's simple to use, but the reason I chose CapCut is because I tried multiple different effect editors, and none of them allowed for that much creativity. Will Angel get to whoop Val's behind, or anyone? I have a massive hatred for Val. Many people do hate Val, but I will not answer. Maybe it will happen, maybe it will not. Obviously, Angel almost stabbed Val in an earlier episode in season 2, but Vox blew it for Jill. Hello, Sports Fan 2000. Glad to see you here. Eric asks, also known as Capri Sun 758, what is your favorite character and why? I answered it before. For Helluva Hazbin our series, Serpentius, just because he's fun character, fun to write too. One of the best characters, in my opinion, to write. For like the actual series, like, you know, characters like Zestial, Al, Val, Mammon, Stolas, Blitz, what I said earlier. Ivy Espoen 98. I'm not sure if that username is supposed to say Espeon, the Pokemon name, but they ask, hello, hope you're doing well. I really like your work and what you're doing, and you're doing a great job. Here's my question. What is the easiest and hardest voice for the characters in Helluva Hazbin? Now, this is a fun question because I actually have an answer. The easiest voice for me would probably be Blitz, because Blitz is just not too far off from my usual voice. I've been voicing him ever since in episode 1. So the easiest voice for me would probably be Blitz. The hardest voice, when we have more redemption episodes, do you mean episodes where characters get redeemed? Or redemption, like character redemption, like redemption arc? Do you think the better than Blitzo guy from Polity Tour is sus? Because I mean, it was stated before that he doesn't have like a correct name because we don't really see much more of him, so I'm not really sure. So, my hardest character to voice used to be RoboFizz. The reason I say used is because obviously it's been months, but RoboFizz is dead. He blew up. Serpentius killed him. So I no longer really voice that RoboFizz. I still voice different RoboFizz, just not like the main one, because that one is destroyed. But now I would say, yes, Dylan Too Good. Season 2, Episode 11, RoboFizz's first character death. We will no longer be seeing that RoboFizz because he is fully destroyed. If we do see him, that would be in a flashback. We are still going to see RoboFizzes, but we won't get the RoboFizz character that we've been seeing since 104, season episode 4. My hardest character to voice is Zestial, because every single one of Zestial's lines is translated into his old English dialect. If you've seen the show, you know Zestial talks like Shakespeare. I have to translate every single one of his words. Also, it was pretty hard to get his voice right. I tried multiple different filters. In fact, I had a filter that sounded more like his voice in the show, but I couldn't even understand what I was saying because it was too deep and I couldn't change that. So Zestial is definitely, at the moment, the hardest character to play. What made you make this series in the channel? The channel didn't start off with Hazbin, it started off with different characters, but mainly just for fun at first. I mean, we wanted to blow up, but when we started the channel, it was more just for fun. This is before Helluva Hazbin was ever even an idea, years before that. When I made this series, it was mainly just to like, what's fun of the series is that no one has really done it. No one really has full-on series and has continued. I've seen people try, but they only an episode done. It's only one person and they're recording like it's one scene throughout the entire thing. They don't stop. So this is really the only Hazbin a Helluva Boss Plush series. So we did that. It's also a crossover. So many people asking about that. I know there's so many fans out there who would want to watch the series but haven't seen it yet. Voice of Freshman, I can't spell his name. You could say that in a sentence, but then you'd have to translate it into Old English. So, like I said before, Helluva Hazbin episodes are planned out months in advance. Some scenes, like, there are lots of scenes that I have to write scripts for. Like, write out everything the characters say. So, what I mean by that is that every one of Zestial's lines are scripted. Then I translate them and write them in the script. So I translate each one of Zestial's sentences, put them in a script, so that I look at them when I'm doing his voice. Regarding heaven, I cannot answer, because that is a big topic. If any characters will get redeemed or not, or if it's even possible in this universe. Dylan Too Good, if you are still here, this is your question. What is your favorite plush to use in Helluva Hazbin? P.S. I love the show. I've answered this a couple times, but it's Serpentious, just because he's a very fun character. Hello, Nadia. Glad to have you here. Cool Skeleton, you ask this question. Will there ever be more original characters in the series? At this point in time, there are no plans for any new original characters outside of Sweet Cheeks to be seen continuously. That could change. However, at this moment, there are no plans. Sweet Cheeks was a surprise. I made a community post about how Sweet Cheeks became a character, and it's quite a while ago. I might talk about it again, but his story is pretty interesting. Optimus 3000 asks, have you watched Lauder and Hobbit? If so, what are your favorite characters in Middle-earth? I have not watched that, therefore I do not know the characters. Lady Laura Pop asks, has Helluva Hazbin helped you cope through some of the difficulties of life? Being a fan of Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss has certainly helped me throughout the hard points of my life. All I'll really say is I am very glad to have this series. I am very glad to have the fans, and so is the Z of Z&E movies. It is just amazing, you know. If you don't know, there's someone out there named Alex Reviews and Reacts who actually react to our Helluva Hazbin and Scooby episodes for the most part. He reacted to the pilot. The Z of Z&E movies even found a fan, or heard about a fan in real life, like in person. He never met him, but someone he knew did. Have you ever tried animation before? I haven't. I'm not good at drawing at all, so it would be pretty hard for that. Dylan Too Good asks, how long does it usually take for an episode? I answered this earlier, but I don't think you were here. It takes a day, rarely 2 days, to film. If we're talking about the whole process, that would take months. Episodes are planned out months in advance. Like, for example, like basically all of season 3 is already written. But filming wise, it takes a day. We start at the day and we go till night, and then I edit it afterwards. Peggy Hayes 6887 asks, hey Z&E, how does it feel to act while swearing? Was it good or bad? So swearing is something we have been thinking about for a while. We have never really put it in our videos in season 3, episode 2 of Helluva Hazbin and in Scooby. Overall, it feels good to finally be able to, because there are a lot of insults that just didn't feel right. Oh, insults don't need to have swearing in them, but especially with these characters, like, not, you know, seen swearing as much as Vivzy Pop's animations, but sometimes when we'd come up with character insults, like Blitz insulting Vox or something, it would just sound off. The insult wouldn't even really sound like an insult, because we'd have to come up with something other than swearing. We could only say words like hell and damn for the longest time, so it was definitely a big change. But I don't personally swear or cuss much in real life. The Z of Z&E movies is another story, but I don't personally, so it's a big change. I wasn't opposed to it whatsoever, but that's just my answer. Juan Hernandez asks, age will y'all retire at? We really don't know at this point in time, because we don't know how long we are able to continue the channel and how many seasons we're able to make everything. But we hope to continue this channel for a long time. And hello, Alistair the Radio Demon. We're glad to see you here. Okay, so we have 2 other people asking questions here. Well, actually, we have a couple more. HD on All Stars asks, Z&E movies, which discarded idea you had for a Helluva Hazbin episode are you most relieved to have canceled, and why? What did you do if
1 million, I'd be just ecstatic, shocked. I'd be so impressed about how far we've come if we hit 1 million. So that's my answer for Cool Skeletons question, if you didn't know. And it'd probably be a special or something. So about HDN All-Stars question, I have had multiple scrapped Helluva Hazbin episodes. In fact, I've been thinking about making a video just talking about some of the scrapped ideas that didn't fully make it into the seasons. Back in season 1, me and the Z of Zany Movies were talking in the first ever episode. We were filming the first ever episode, and we were joking, and we came up with an episode called Husk's Seizure. Now, he doesn't personally write the episodes, this was a joke, but because it was so early on, I actually considered it. Basically, Husk would have a seizure in that the rest of the crew, like Blitz, Angel, Charlie, they have to take him to a hospital. And it would just be a joke episode, like, very different from what actually happened in 1 episode 2. But in the end, we found out, it was just Husk's alcohol. Like, something happened with Husk's alcohol to make him do that. It wasn't anything serious. It was scrapped pretty early on, like after a day. But I just like to mention that because I'm relieved to have a difference in 1 episode 2 with Stolas and Octavia rather than, that. Spindle Pegasus, also known as Robin Culture, asks, will our heroes go to heaven or will angels come to them? What I'll say about that is both. They also ask, when and how are you going to do an episode involving heaven? So, like I mentioned before, I kind of get to that with the last question he asked. However, if everything goes according to my schedule for the episodes planned to release this year, we will be getting an episode about heaven this year. When will new characters in Hazbin Hotel Helluva Boss get introduced? Would you add them to Helluva Hazbin? We want to introduce a lot of characters in Helluva Hazbin. We have a lot of characters planned to release throughout the rest of Season 3. Of course, we're really early to Season 3. We're only on the 4th episode, so we are going to have more characters off. And hello, Axel 5. Robin Coulter's last question is, when it comes to mixing Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss, will both the Cherubs and Adam plus the 2 Seraphims, Sarah and Emily, show up? I've gotten this question before in different variations. All I can say is that 1 or more of those angel characters will appear in Helluva Hazbin. I'm not going to say if it's only 1. I'm not going to say if it's more than 1. Or all of them. All I'm saying is that, yes, 1 or more of those characters show up. Do you think Adam will return as a sinner? It's truly dead. I know some things about Adam. I've seen some QAs. Viv has basically hinted at that Adam is dead, but you will. That's what I can say. Not in, I don't think in, come back as a sinner, but like a flashback. Vivzy Pop has hinted at that. So that's the last question in the Q&A video, but I want to answer a couple I've gotten before. So, Brianna Smith has continuously asked me in the comments of community posts, where's Emily and where's Sarah? Charlie, do you miss Emily? To finally answer that, first off, Charlie never met Emily in Helluva Hazbin. The events of Helluva and Hazbin Hotel as an animated series, for the most part, aren't canon. In Helluva Boss, Blitz had Luna when we started. In our series, Blitz didn't get Luna until he adopted her in Season 1, Episode 5. So Charlie never met Emily. She hasn't been to heaven. None of that is really canon. And for the question of where's Emily and where's Sarah, I can't really answer that. A lot of times when we introduce new characters, I just surprise the viewer by showing them in an episode without hinting at them. Sometimes I might hint at them. Sometimes I might give a silhouette or blacked out image of that character. And for some rare instances like Striker, I might release a sneak peek or 30-second clip of an episode before it releases of that character, but that's really rare. Most times I just save characters for the episode to be revealed. I might hit them though. Cool Skeleton says, yes, Heaven. We will be seeing Heaven soon. So this is the last question I'll be answering. Where are the cherubs? Well, in terms of on here, on my screen, computer screen. Spindle Pegasus, also known as Robin Culture, asks, where are the cherubs, aka Colin, Cletus, and Keeney? I'm going to be honest. Those cherub characters will most likely not be appearing in Helluva Hazbin Season 3. I have said before that episodes are planned out months in advance. And we have multiple new characters that we just showed off, and characters that will appear in Season 3 in new episodes that haven't seen yet. However, the cherubs aren't really too big of characters, and overall I don't have too many plans for them. But if somehow something unexpected happens to where they show up in an episode, it would most likely be for a couple scenes or have them in the background, just setting them up for an episode and say, another season. But what I will really say is that you won't most likely will not be seeing the cherubs in Season 3. So that's my last question on the computer screen. I'll be answering a couple of your questions that you have now before I go. What was your reaction when I tried to tell Blitz about the real world? I laughed my ass off when I did that. Cool Skeleton. I was really trying to figure out what to say as Blitz when you were doing it. I knew I didn't want him to have some sort of realization, but I knew someone would comment something like that. Where's God in an hotel? Is there even a God plus? So I'm not sure if God will be in Hazbin Hotel. A lot of people just fan design. However, if he were to appear in our series, then I wouldn't go off the fan design, mainly because I would need an official design if I'd want to show a character off. Dread Pumpkin says, hello, Dread Pumpkin. Nice to see you here. Soul Splasher is adorable. I'm glad you like it. You can get it off eBay if you would like. Hello, Goober Edits. Glad to see you all here. So that is all of my questions. I hope you enjoy my creator Q&A. I will upload a video just telling everyone who doesn't know already to check out the live stream if they want their questions answered. Do you have a Moxie plushie? Yes, so Dread Pumpkin, I have never seen you before, but I have a crossover plush series with all of the Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss characters. I do not voice Moxie, but we would really appreciate if you check that series. Oh, I can get that Moxie plush for you right now. Just stare at Stolas for a couple seconds while I grab him. Give me the Husk plushie. You can get the Husk plushie off eBay along with the Moxie plushie. This is what Moxie looks like. He was seen in Season 1, Episode 1 in our series. I don't voice him. And also, for those of you who have been sticking around since the beginning of the stream, I do voice Stella. I also voice Alistair. But those characters are voice filtered. I pitch my voice up for Stella. Like, Stolas, what are you doing? Because that sounds like Serpentious, I pitch the voice up to make it higher pitch. Alistair is like, Alistair, the radio demon. That's his voice without the filter. But with the sounds like, you know, his usual radio voice. Can you sound like Angel does? Hey, Shug, it's me, Angel. Hate my brother, Arachnus. That's Angel's voice if you haven't already heard it. Bye, HDN All-Stars. We are glad you made it. We answered your question earlier in the stream, so if you missed it, then it's done. You can see it. Will there ever be updated Hazbin plushies? Hope so. I'm not sure if I'll buy them, considering I already buy so much plushies that are customs that cost quite a bit. Do you have a Beelzebub plushie? So, Diana Gandia, I haven't seen you before, but we have a crossover series with Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss plush. We have 3 seasons. If you haven't checked it out, we put a lot of effort into it. I put a lot of money into it that I don't get from YouTube. I do have a Beelzebub. She was the first sin I've seen. So before I go, I will show it off. It looks different than every other plush, but here's what it looks like. It's made out of different material. Fun, Osmodes, Beelzebub, and Lucifer are all made by different people. All 3 of those sins are made by different creators. Who else helps you voice act? The Z of Xenu movies helps me voice act. Angel is so sweet. Diana, if you don't think that's the voice of Angel, that has been our voice of Angel. In fact, Angel has been a character on this channel before Helluva Hazbin was even a thing. When we made our Pokemon Kanto series, Angel was a Team Rocket villain. He was an admin. We've used him for a while, and that's the voice settled on him. Have a Discord. Mammon. Is there a Mammon? I have answers. What does Xenu mean? I will answer that at the very end. So, I do have a Mammon. However, he has not appeared in the series yet. Like I've said, or Fizzy, I can answer the Fizzy, but the reason I'm saying I have Mammon is because I have already answered this before, but every deadly sin will appear in Helluva Hazbin. They're the big characters that are talked a lot, that are feared, that are mentioned, that have pictures of them and murals on the background and references. So the sins are kind of the big characters that once you see them, their episode would be, you know, all about them. It's okay if you have an opinion. If you don't like one of our voices, Diana, that's fine. You know, I even made a comment on the first ever episode that our voices weren't, you know, the best. But we're gonna try. The way I've seen the SML plushies on your channel, are you a fan? Kind of. You know, they're mainly because we started using those just because I used them before Helluva Hazbin. I have watched SML before. I have watched him like in 2006. I know that's the year that the character Jeffy got introduced, but no, Jeffy not what got me into SML. It was Junior, because around 2015, 2016 is when I started playing the Mario games, and I got used to those characters and found those videos. Favorite Hazbin Hotel character? Before, I do like Zestial. I was very interested in his character. Alice, I like. I have mentioned before, I don't support what Val does, but I like his design. He also got me big into Hazbin because I didn't know who he was in the video, so when I looked it up, I found out about all these different characters in the background, like Rosie, Lily, Velvet, Vox. I didn't know who those characters were when I watched the pilot, so it kind of dived me deep into the lore, and possibly it's where I am today with this series. I do not have a Discord. Maybe in the future I will, like a fan Discord server. But that is basically the stream. If you watching haven't watched our Helluva Hazbin plush series, we suggest you check it out. We really would enjoy that. If you do, we hope to see you comment, giving your thoughts. We really appreciate comments on our episodes, just so we know. And with that being said, do I have a Cherry Bomb? I cannot answer that, mainly because we haven't seen Cherry in the series yet. So, Cherry Bomb may or may not appear in the series. All right, when the stream's over. You can start in Season 1, Episode 1, if you'd like. Is it bad that I'm watching Hazbin Hotel? So, even though my religion is all about God. Personally, it's a show. A lot of these characters don't actually exist. This hell in Hazbin is not the same as in real life. It is more of a, you know, comedy based around demons and angels. I would personally take it too seriously. Even though your religion, like everyone's religion, I wouldn't say it could be affected by Hazbin Hotel. I don't think that's too much of a bad thing. Would you sing Poison? I don't know how to sing, so I have never sung before. Neither would the Z of Zany movies like to sing, because even though I control kind of Helluva Hazbin, you know, he really will. Live Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss. Thank you. You can enjoy our Plus series if you haven't watched it. That being said, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.